Hey everybody, welcome to Ponytails Talking Pigskins. My name is Laurie Fitzpatrick, and today we're going to cover Luke Fortner. He's an interior offensive lineman from the University of Kentucky. The Jaguars drafted him, I believe, in the third round. He's a hair below 6'4", so I'm going to put 6'3", 306 pounds. And when I say interior offensive lineman, he played left guard, right guard, and sometimes interchange between those two positions within games. Like in the same game, one drive he's playing left guard, another drive he was actually playing right guard. It was kind of insane. Then his senior year, he changed to the center position. He got a bunch of accolades there. First team All SEC. He only allowed 5 pressures in that senior year from the center position, and within his entire NCAA football career, he only allowed 5 sacks in those games. So he did pretty well as soon as he moved to center. It was an easy transition, but this guy's smart, right? He has a mechanical engineering degree and like an astrophysics uh, engineering degree, master's, I believe, and he's actually working on his master's for business administration now. Like, he is a super smart guy. So it's no wonder that he was able to pick up these positions well. So he works well on the field and off the field. Big brain. So he's known to be a stellar run blocker, which is good for ETN and James Robinson. But he's an anchor in pass protection. We're going to get into both of those, the run blocking, the pass protection. He's a physical guy, and he has quick feet. So man, a lot of people on Twitter are saying how quick his feet are, how well he moves in open space, and that's going to be great for the screen game. So if anybody ever followed the Eagles, they know that they never really got rid of that West Coast offense with Andy Reid, and Doug Peterson obviously worked under Andy Reid. So there is a little of that stretch horizontal play. So them being able to run any screen game is most likely to happen. So they wanted a guy in there that could get out in open space, play really physical, play through the whistle, and that's exactly what Luke is. We're gonna get into physicality. We're gonna get into how he moves in open space. We're gonna get into how well he does in pass protection and his run blocking skills, moving up to the second level of the defense, really turning his back for his ball carriers, right? So without further ado, let's jump right into it. All right, so we're gonna switch between center and guard on these physicality clips. So what I like here automatically is we see how physical he is when he knows that he has to get into open space. So he right here is center position, and as soon as he snaps the ball, let me actually put it in forward motion. Okay, now as soon as he snaps the ball, it's like a chip block almost. He waits a second, throws him to the ground, gets out in open space, and turns his back to the ball carrier, right on 39. So once he gets out in open space, he's definitely looking for that guy to block. Okay, so now we see from the back angle, kind of took my face out of the play here. So he's snapping the ball in shotgun. As the motioner comes across, he hikes it, throws his guy down, looks for the first man to block. That would be the first person that would get to the ball carrier. Gets out in open space. His head is always turned towards basically where all the guys are, right? Because he knows that these are the guys that are going to come towards the ball. So he wants to put his head on that first player. So he does a good job there. So another physical. Oh, this is actually just a replay of that play, but I think it was from the broadcast. So it's just kind of cool to see a little bit closer up. Throws his guy down, gets out. Okay. Next clip. Here he is snapping the ball against the University of Tennessee. throws his guy down again, and he follows through, pancaking him right to the ground. So that's what I like. I like to see his physicality, throwing a guy down, jumping on top of him, making sure he does not get any chance to get up and make a play on the ball. Now, here he is. He is snapping the ball again. Number 79 right here. Snaps it, throws his guy down. Pretty much does the same thing that he does in the previous clip against the University of Tennessee. Throws him down, jumps on top of him. It's just unfortunate that a lot of these plays where he makes, he makes really good blocks. Either his running back doesn't run through the hole, the quarterback is a little indecisive. So don't mind the result of the play. It's about how, he actually, what he does during the play. So there it was again, just another angle of him throwing his guy down. I just like the physicality. Those were a couple of those physical clips. Now here he is in the open space. He's playing right guard here. Uses a spin move, gets around, and makes a play on the very first player that would touch the ball. Let's go back to that clip. Right guard. Swims around. Boom. Puts his head on that safety. So here's from the second angle. He knows this safety has such an opportunity to make a play on the ball too. But that's what happens when you hesitate. So you have a guy like Luke Fortner who has your back. He's gonna get there and block you as best as he can. So here he is again in open space. He tries his best to kind of cut off any angle that the defender was trying to take. Let's watch that again. Who knows if he was actually going to get to that play, but hey, he does his best to make sure that that he doesn't, right? Now these two plays, I believe, are against Georgia. He snaps the ball, gets into open space, makes a perfect block on, I'm not sure if that's the, oh no, that's number 7, so he was coming down, looks like he's one of the linebackers, snaps the ball, chips the defensive tackle, gets out in space, and his responsibility was that first defender that was closest to the ball. Somehow he gets through all of this traffic and gets out there and is actually able to turn his back, giving his running back the sideline. And I'm really surprised he didn't. This wasn't a touchdown. But here's a similar play where he makes a chip, little block on that first defender. Then gets out into open space and is able to turn his back to his ball carrier once again. Now here he is at left guard where he may potentially play. And there is no result of this play. I just really liked how quickly he got out of his stance. So I just wanted to show, his foot quickness and how quick he gets up and gets out. He's boom, and now he's going to use that back foot to push off and get it right out in open space. All right, now, I wrote an article on him, and I covered a lot of this run blocking that we're about to see here, and I didn't get into a lot of pass protection, but that's where I'm going to get into. That's what I'm going to get into when, when we, right after this, these run blocking, I'm going to get into some pass protection. He's able to pick up some blitzes. He's able to understand when the defense is running stunts. He passes off the protection, pretty well. Or though he passes off those blocks pretty well. So right now where we've got about 13 clips of run blocking. It's not all good. We're going to cover both sides, maybe when he doesn't do so well, and the times that he does well. So what I like about this play is how once he snaps the ball and he gets out to the second level, he continues to drive his feet. And that really makes this play. He turns his back once again to the inside of the play, and he completely takes that defender out. And he just continues to drive his feet forward once he gets his hands on that defensive lineman. So you usually see him with his hands on the outside of the defenders, and he's kind of taking those shoulder pads and he's driving guys back. This is where play runs right up the gut, up the middle. So once he does get to that center position, if the Jaguars are going to run a lot of A-gap runs right up the middle, he's a guy that you can rely on to get that defender, that defensive tackle, right out of the play. He takes him, he continues to drive his feet. So you can see how high he gets his knees here. He continues to drive them, pushing that defender all the way back. Love that play. Now here, and he fumbled, and he's one of the first offensive linemen to get there. He just has that physicality, that mental toughness, that play speed, that play strength. Even at his 6'3" size, which is a little on the smaller side, but when it comes to centers, you can be a little bit smaller because you're going to want to be a little more agile when it comes to getting into open space. So here he is again, blocking for an A-gap run. He blocks the middle linebacker. This is a zone run play where you pretty much just block the guy that's right in front of you. Turns his back. That's the most important thing, that he turns his back. He doesn't just block the defender so the defender has a chance to get his arms in the play and maybe make an arm tackle. He turns his back. You see? He takes the defender where he wants to go, and that ultimately creates a lane up the middle. So because he's able to turn his back, 3 of those defenders didn't have a chance. Alright, here he is at the center position again. But this is against the University of Georgia, so this is the best defense in all of college football. And so there are a few plays that you're going to see he doesn't do so well, but there are some really good ones too where he's able to work to the second level. So he gets a chip block, knocks that guy to the left because this is play side. So then he wants to determine, he wants to use his body. So if number 7 is going to cut to the inside, then he's going to turn to the inside. If he cuts to the outside, he's going to turn his back to the outside. He's not going to force him any certain way. So the zone run scheme is you basically just take the defender where he wants to go. Then it's up to the back to kind of make the determination, okay, I'm going to follow my blockers and weave their way in and out of the play. So he saw that number 7 took it to the inside. And really what I like about this is I think he pulled this wider so that he would bait number 7 into going towards the A gap so that he can make a much cleaner block on him. And now he's able to get square. He's able to get right. I don't know what it would be called, I guess. Like he's able to turn his back and get I don't know, but he's able to basically turn the opposite of the line of scrimmage and get there. Turn his back so that the running back knows which direction he's going to take it. He basically creates the lane for her, takes number 7 directly out of the play. Here's another second level block, but this time he's the right guard. So the last play, I believe he was the center. Let's go back. Yep, he was the center. So this was the year before where they played Georgia at home. He's the right guard. He makes that initial block on 97. Then Nakobe Dean comes in to try to make a play, and once again he turns his back, and essentially taking out two players here. So his running back, and you see his running back bounces off of the other lineman, and like doesn't get anything. But with that blocking, man, A plus. I like that block a lot. This is a pull play. He runs across the line of scrimmage. He's able to get his foot in the lane. Basically, he's able to create that lane with his foot, so that he's establishing that ground, that lane, so that that player does not get any leverage towards the inside. And the reason why I played that about 3 or 4 times is, and I'm going to do that again actually, watch how fast he gets off the line of scrimmage to pull. Watch how quickly, boom, he's out. He's already making his block before the handoff even happens. He's establishing that block. Sometimes you don't want to be too quick, but if he gets pushed back at any moment, he's able to still drive his feet forward. He stays upright, and he gets actually underneath the defense, the defender. And lower man wins. He's lower. His back is straight up. That's perfect form blocking. So the opposite of a seal is a kick out. So instead of sealing the edge, he kicks out that defensive edge, makes that perfect block, so that running back can get to the outside. Here's the next run play as a right guard. I just really like this play because I think he engages really well. He holds that block, and you'll see this same like stickiness on defenders in the pass protection as well. Here he is, right side, and for the Jaguars, he would be competing at the left guard position, but he literally plays both. In the next couple clips, we'll have him. You'll see how much he's going to play on the left side. So here he's a right guard, working up to the second level. Make sure he identifies that lane, and then works up to that linebacker to pick him up. So there's that lane. Running back sees it, and now he's going to take that play side linebacker and put his hat on him. And he doesn't have to turn him any certain way because the linebacker is already basically accelerating through the hole, and there's not a lot of time for that linebacker to get a hold of him anyway. So, and here he is on the left side. He's actually going to pick up the left tackle here, turn him completely around, which I love that. I love this play so much. The left tackle is going to pick up the linebacker, and he actually picks up, the defensive end, I'm sorry. Let's go back. So, the left tackle picks up the linebacker, he's picking up the defensive end. And generally, if like, let's just say this defensive end was actually lined up a little bit wider, this play probably wouldn't have developed as well as it did. But because he was lined up more in the inside, it was more of like a 4 technique. He was able to, oh no, it's not a 4 technique. Yeah, so he is at a 6, and he's able to still get over, slide over. That first step was huge. Hops over, and those are that's that quick feet once again. Like, just look at his feet and look how quick he gets and moves around. That's where his size becomes an advantage. He's taken at least 10 steps. Most offensive linemen, they take one long step, and they'll basically try to make their block there, but he's able to make those choppy steps, and he's either gonna drive guys back or he's able to move side to side. So any quicker defensive lineman, he can stay in front of him because his feet are so quick. So here he is against the 3 technique. Like, oh, you're gonna go to the inside and the play is to the outside. I'll let you go there. A little bit of a hold maybe, so that he doesn't get into the backfield. But honestly, that's a pretty good play. He did kind of get beat off that first step, though. So there is a little bit of a concern there that may have been called in the NFL. So here he is at the left guard position. This isn't a great play, but we have it in here anyway. He holds him. He pushes him back. I just like the physicality, how he didn't stop. He kept pushing forward. So here he is against, let's see. Okay. Defensive tackle lined up on the outside of him. 3 tech. He gets his hands on him. Doesn't hold him long enough, though. Most likely, the running back maybe should have already gotten to the hole, and he assumed that he did. But this play was a little blown up on the backside, so it took a little bit longer for the running back to get out there, and because of that, he thought that he held him long enough. His defensive lineman, he let him go, moved to the next block, and that was the guy that ended up getting the tackle. So yeah, he makes the block initially, works his way upfield, but unfortunately he wasn't able to hold him long enough. Number 94 kept working at it, and he was the one that ended up making the play. And the safety would have come down and made the play anyway. But yeah, just want to show you that not every single play that I'm showing here is going to be the best of stuff. We want to show it all, right? So left tackle or left guard position against 88. 88 is able to actually make this play here. So if Luke doesn't get his hands in the right place, you see how number 88, his hands are outside of Luke's hands, and on the play in the other clips, Luke got his hands on the outside, so he was able to manipulate where to take him. On this play, his hands are to the inside, therefore no leverage. Number 88 was able to basically throw him where he wanted to. Throws him down, is able to make a read on the play. This is a really good play by number 88. So that's just, you're not going to win every rep, right? So he lost that one. Now, moving on to pass protection. Here he is at the center position. Does a really good job to stand his ground. They're really fighting to a little bit of hand fighting there. He's able to, even though he stands straight up right here, he doesn't have any leverage. He's not the lower man, but he's strong enough that he still held his ground. He had a little help there from his right guard that wasn't doing anything. So luckily he was able to help him out. But yeah, he kind of stood straight up, but he still held him. So this play is not bad by him at the center position. Not bad pass protection. Here at the center position, he has help, but I just thought it was funny that he only used one hand. And he only wanted to use one hand. So I thought that was funny. Using a straight arm just to keep that defender away. and his right arm is just chilling, like, eh. It's like the Linus Morissette song, like, one hand in my pocket, the other hand's playing a piano, and, like, you know, he can basically smoke a cigarette with the other hand. He's just chilling. So, I just thought that was funny, and he was still able to hold the guy. Next play, left guard, where he may be competing. Number 91, fighting to get around, goes nowhere. Next clip, he makes that initial block. This is against 3-4 defense, so he has some help. He sees the blitzer delayed blitzer coming in. Number 1, head on a swivel. Boom. Even though he gets knocked on his ass, he made the block. That's the important thing. He made the block. I like it. Alright, here he picks up a stunt. Left guard position once again. He sees number 1 going over and picks up number 91. Really, really smooth here. Head on a swivel. He's like, oh, you're going over? Alright, got number 91. That was such a beautiful pass off in terms of the block and the smoothness of that one. So, I just like that stunt. Picked it up with ease. Here he is at the center position. More in pass protection. He sees number 95 back off. So it's an end over T situation. It looks like maybe number 7, the linebacker, is going to come in. He is still looking at number 95. And he's able to continue blocking number 4. Now, this is one of the plays where it's like, you know, what is happening behind him? He doesn't know. He's still able to hold his block as long as he could. I know a little Trayvon Walker action. He's getting double teamed here. 2 guys on him. That should make Jaguar fans feel a little bit better. You know, number 68 and number 51, and he's still able to kind of get in there and make that play. A little Trayvon Walker love. So, yeah, at the center position, picks up number 4 with ease, moves with him, but unfortunately the quarterback runs into the wall there. No fault of his, but I like the fact that he kind of passed off that his responsibility and picked up that end pretty nicely. So this is him against Jordan Davis, and yeah, he gets pushed back a little bit, but you know what? Jordan Davis is massive, so I just think he does a good job. I thought it was important to put in this angle because you're able to see how far he got pushed back. Almost 5 yards. So I wouldn't say it's like concerning, but you know, Jordan Davis is a huge guy. He blocked him for long enough, and he isn't able to get his hands on the outside of him, and that's, you know, kind of what we were talking about before. So he has nowhere to put his hands the entire time. He has nothing. He's putting it on his helmet, and he's still able to block Jordan Davis, and hold him for the amount of time that he does, even though he doesn't even get good hand placement here. Like, look at him. He's trying to figure out, like, where to even put his hands, because Jordan Davis, you know, got good hand placement on him before he was able to. So let's watch it again. Full speed. Alright, here he is at the center position again against Georgia. Nakobe Dean's freaking out. He's like, I'm going to blitz. Just kidding. So, this one is not a good play. Not good pass protection. This is the one-on-ones where he gave up. So, number 88. He's quick. Alright, he's a big guy. I don't know where the hand placement was here. So, let's check it out. He's in a 2-point stance, so you know he's athletic. Right, he snaps the ball. He gets Okay, he gets his hands to the inside way too low. His hands are way too low, and once like you see an offensive lineman bend over like that, you're toast. You know, you have to stand with your back completely straight and your legs bent, so you're able to, you know, you have a wide base. And here he bends completely over, and you have no leverage, and so number 88 just took full advantage of him, and he got the sack. And another bad play here at the center position. It's the University of Georgia, though. You know, these guys are really good. You know, number 88 gets another sack. This time it's a sack fumble, so it's even worse. I wasn't sure if he just like wasn't ready on this play. You know, he thinks that, you know, his left guard can handle him. You know, okay, I'm gonna look at number 96 because he's a dominant guy, and look at his left guard. He's in the ninja stance, so he got beat bad. So by this time, the weight is on his back, and so there's no way that he's going to be able to hold 88. He pretty much just pushing him off of him, and boom, that's a sack. Not all of them can be held with one arm, Luke. Not all of them. So yeah, that's Luke Fortner. One thing I want to, you know, say, I think the run game was really ran through Luke Fortner. There were 11 plays out of 12 that went to his side. So this was the first, I think, like 13 plays of the game, I think, when he was a junior. So he's in the right guard position here, number 79. So these plays are just going to go back to back to back, and all of these run plays go to him. And I just think it's interesting that they ran their rushing game at his back every single play here. So I'm just going to play it straight through. This was the only one that wasn't to his side, but it was a misdirection. So here he pulls. It's a quarterback keep, and he follows him. Number 79 runs his guy completely over. That's a really good block, actually. I think he's just taking the defender where he wants to go, but still stays in front of him. He's able to shift to shuffle his feet the whole time, stay square, stay low, get in front of him, and look at that huge lane for his quarterback. Doesn't do anything with it. Decides to run straight into Kobe Dean, but 79 gets out to the second level. Look who's running back, right to his back. This is only like the fourth play of the game. Fifth or sixth play. Look, he's already gasping for air. Another play, right to his side again. Seventh or eighth play, right to his side. So they pretty much just, you know, they pretty much, you know, took that rushing game and decided, hey, we're going to run it straight behind Luke. He was dominant enough where they could do that. And he held his own. He moved from the guard position to the center position, picked it up really nicely. Like I said, he made first team all SEC. I see him with the Jaguars. I see him competing for that left guard position against Ben Barch. The center, I think Tyler Shalley, he hasn't done too bad. He didn't do too bad when Brandon Linder was hurt. He kind of held his own. Him and Trevor Lawrence had a pretty good rapport. It's all about rapport when you're a center. When you're taking that snap, when you need guys to call out certain things. So maybe that's something that him and, you know, Trevor and Luke can form over the next year. But yeah, he's gonna take those snaps at center. If he beats out Tyler, I'm not gonna say I'll be shocked, but I will be a little surprised. I think he'll get more snaps at the guard position this year. As you can see, he did pretty well at the guard position. He was able to move around a little bit more. they pretty much centralized the whole rushing attack behind it at his back. So yeah, I really like him. He has quick feet. He's able to get into open space. He's a physical player. He plays through the whistle. So yeah, that's Luke Fortner. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. If you have any questions or anything, just post them down below. And hopefully I'll get out another video a little bit quicker this time. Let me know down below who you want me to break down, whether it's the Jaguar or an Eagle, or even somebody on the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't care. I'm covering all of the NFL. So yeah, it's up to you guys who you want to see. Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I apologize about the sound. I'm going to try to get that fixed, that little bit of buzz in the background. My computer is kind of running a little loud. So, but yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. Yeah, this was Luke Fortner from the University of Kentucky, now the newest Jacksonville Jaguar.